Hi and welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I thought I'd just show you today just a quickish one. We'll see how long it takes. Just show you some projects that I've finished that involve special diamonds, and I'm going to get them prepared to go in sort of my display folder as well. So I'm going to move the ones off the top and we'll start with this one. I will put the links to all of them down below because I can't remember exactly what store each and every one of them were from off the top of my head at the moment. But I will pop links to them all down below because I do have the links for them all. Or at least I think I do. Any that I do have links, just in case the link's expired, I'll of course put it down below. But this one, I have sealed them all, by the way, just a little caveat if I get hold of it. So I use this crystal art sealer. I only tend to use this on sort of special diamond projects, i.e., well, not even just special diamond projects. I tend to use them on partials because the glue tends to overhang a little bit, and the off the canvas items that might have more handling. So all of these have been sealed, mainly because they are partial, and therefore they have left glue sort of over. But this is the first one. This was really fun to do actually. It's got quite a few different types of diamonds in sort of a rainbow colour effect. Now I am hoping that I can get most of this into my trimmer to cut it down, so I am going to be sort of generous and make sure that I am fully cutting off the line, though I'm not sure how well I did on that one. Try and get it close. Oh, there we go. It is definitely easier on some sections. It seems to have puckered a little bit here, and I'm guessing that's the glue. Okay, I'm not going to get the other side in my trimmer. Not in my small trimmer anyway, and I'm definitely not up for hunting out my big one. So we'll do this one by scissors, and I'm just using the blue line that they've already given as a guide. I'm just cutting to the inside of it because I don't want that blue showing. But isn't this pretty? I really like the way this one turned out. So if I can get hold of it. Now this one I think will need its own piece of black cardstock to go in my binder. So let me just grab a piece of that. I'm getting low, people, I'm getting low. Oh yes, I definitely didn't cut it right at the top. Even though I used my trimmer, because it has puckered a little bit where I've put the glue on, it's ended up leaving some blue, so let's get rid of that. There we go. Oh, look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I put these onto a sheet of A3 black cardstock, which then will fit into my A3 binder. And if I can find the end of my double-sided tape, and this is just to keep it sort of in position on the card. It doesn't necessarily need loads. I just tend to put a couple of smaller strips in the middle. You can do all the way around if you prefer, but it really doesn't bother me. I just want it to stick to the card because I do then put it into a binder which keeps hold of it. So once I'm happy with the positioning, I'm just going to peel back the top one, keeping it exactly where I want it. I'm going to peel back the top one and get that to peel off. And you can you can see the double-sided tape through it when it's got its cover on, but you can't see it when its cover's off. So that's good. I was having visions then of having double-sided tape showing through the canvas because it's got quite a bit of white space on this one. Come on. Now it is, as I say, it has gone a bit sort of bumpy, but I think that is the way the glue's dried on it. You could iron it, but I don't like to get my iron out at the best of times, so I definitely don't want to get it out now. So that is one done and dusted, and then let's go for the next sort of biggest size. This is the next one that I've finished and completed. This is a partial, but it has got a print all the way around. Again, I'm going to see if it fits in my trimmer, just because it's a little bit quicker than cutting it with scissors. And it does potentially give me a nice straight edge. However, it can occasionally catch where the diamonds are. So these diamonds go right up to the edge. It's actually cut through it. I thought it was going to catch a little bit more. Got diamonds right near this top section as well. So if it doesn't, oh, it has cut through. If it doesn't cut through, then I just nick that little part with a pair of scissors. I do like the fact that my viscose trimmer will cut through this so much easier for me. I sort of did these projects, I did a couple each evening when I was waiting to kit up another one. But I really like the way that one's turned out. Now let me just grab another sheet, because I'm not sure if I could potentially get two on a piece of card for this. If I can, I do, but I'm not sure if it will. I do also have this lovely painting from Ashley that I know will fit with something, but it's not going to fit with this one because this one is too square. So I'll have to do this one on its own. So I think I'll do it as a portrait one, because of course I could put it either way because it's a square, and I could put it either in my display folder that holds my portrait images or the ones that hold my landscape. I'm on portfolio number 2 for portrait because I've done quite a few diamond paintings that need a home. So I'll get those down and I'll just go for getting it in the middle. If you, you know, have got the time or the inclination, it could potentially be nice to put a little label to say, you know, what image it is or maybe where you got it from. That could be quite nice to have, like a, you know, a bit like an art studio would. Just a little label underneath saying what it is. Just sort of frame your little piece of art. Okay, so that's number 2. What's the next biggest one? Oh, this one. This one again, very similar to the deer. Was really fun to do. It had small sort of your standard little round diamonds as well as some bigger ones in there as well. Let's see if this one will cut. This one again is very close in places. You get it in my trimmer nicely. Let's see if it will cut through. Okay, on this one it's not quite cut through when it gets to these diamonds. It's got very close. It's just a little nick. So we'll get that off with the scissors. It's a design that is very, very close to the top. In fact, that one has a very big diamond next to it. In fact, so does that one and so does that one. So let's go back to the old faithful scissors for this one and hope I can cut straight, which is always very, very debatable. I have to go very close to the line on this one. In fact, round that diamond, it practically touches the line. But I don't really want the blue line showing if I can help it. Still got a little bit of the blue line there. See if I can get rid of that. Don't like it when I have to cut over something twice. It can potentially make it wobbly. but we'll do our best cutting. Our neatest that we can. What more can we do? I don't think this one will fit with anything else either, just because again it's a square one that's slightly too big unless I had a really tiny picture. And I've done really bad on the blue at the top, so let's see if I can shave that off without making it too wonky. I've still got it there, but I don't know if I can actually get that to come off because of the diamond at the top. I've got some of it off. Oh, I've got most of it off. That'll do. Have I still got card? Yes, I do. Okay. So for this one, again, it's one that I'm not quite going to get another one with, so I'm going to pop that this way. And I do have some little furry bits from when I use my trimmer, so I'll trim those off. Looks like I need to hoover my floor again. We'll pop some tape on the back of this one, and then I've got two more items that I have done, and I know somebody asked about one of the passport covers and what I do with that when it's done. So I will go through that as well. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. This is where I like looking at the camera angle. It helps me, if I don't knock it, to determine what's straight. So if I can get my fingernails to work, I'm losing my nails again. They go through stages. I get my nails and then I lose my nails. Joys of not being able to get my nails done at the moment. There we go. Oh, see, that's gorgeous. I really like that one. Fun, 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 fun. And then the last one that I did as a painting was this one. Be a mermaid in a sea of fish. I was just trying to work out. It's only the A that's a little bit hard to figure out. I'm definitely going to have to cut at least 3 sides of this by scissors because the diamonds do go right up to the edge. So I might just cut it all in scissors for the purposes of not having to pick up and put stuff down. This one will be a little bit more forgiving with me because it is on black and I'm putting it onto black cardstock. So hopefully it will be a little bit more forgiving, and with my straightness of cutting, but I do these special diamonds, or partials with specials. I do a lot of these purely for the fun. I do really enjoy working on some of these as mini projects. You get quicker satisfaction because they're completed quicker, and they are very fun to do. Now with this one, I think this one will fit with my other smaller one because I do try to save the space if I can. So to get hold of another piece of card, this one will go here and this one will go here. So while they're not exactly similar, I'm okay with that in the fact that it will take less space in my display book because I do have quite a few in there. And I only have a certain amount of space that I can store display books. But if you prefer to showcase each one individually, then by all means do that. Especially if you may be putting those little labels on. It may be a little bit more satisfying to you to have them each on individual pages. But I get this cardstock from the range in the UK. Say it's A3 black cardstock, and it cost me £3.99, I think, for about 20 sheets of card. And I also get my display book from the range, which is also A3. It does have 20 inserts, which will allow you to put 40 diamond paintings in it, but I find that gets far too thick because of the thickness of diamond paintings. So I actually cut out 10 sheets. So I do it with 10 inserts, which will allow me to store 20 diamond paintings in a book. And I find that that doesn't get too thick, that I can't, stack them or close them properly. The last thing I want is a book that ends up looking too much like a triangle, because the inserts are too big for it. Oh, this is one of these projects that I've needed to do since I've done these. So just to run through the ones that are flat, and then I will go through my passport cover and what I need to do with that to make it workable. But I've got one that is a portrait now because it's got 2 on it. No, a landscape, sorry. And then I have 3 that are portrait to go into my portrait album. So let me grab that. Which one have I got first? Okay, so this one is a portrait. I don't yet have one in the front. So what I might do is I think I might put this hand in the front. I was tempted to put the deer in the front of it, but because it will go in, it's just a little bit stiffer to fit the A3 in the front. But it does fit because I've got one in my other one. It's a little bit dusty on the inside as well. It probably needs a bit of a clean. Come on, get in without me bending the cardstock, please. There we go. So I've now got one on the front just for something a little bit jazzy. And then I do have the one that I finished from the Narby store. I've got my advent calendar and I've got my mystery diamond painting. So now I'm just going to pop the other 2 in here. And you can also use the cardstock back to back if that is what you prefer. I like the fact that I can change them about. So I now have 2 of these that will hold 2 of these display folders that hold the portrait pictures. So what I may end up doing as I have more is I may end up moving all my special diamond paintings into one, and having them all on separate sheets gives me that scope. And then where's my landscape? No, that's my full portrait. Here's my landscape. So the difference is with this one, it all opens this way. These I did start from the back, but that's only because when I was first storing them together, I had portrait in the front and landscape in the back, so you don't have to move the book around all the time. So I've just continued to fill up from the back. A little bit backwards, but that's okay. That can be done as much as the rest. So let me get that one in. So now they are all this way. And when it's full, of course, you'll start at the beginning and you can move all the way through. And I've got quite a few that have got doubles on this as well with those thin ones. And you can just flip through then and see each and every one. So that's my display books done for those paintings. One other thing that I did finish was this passport cover. I wanted another passport cover for holding my stickers. I do have this one, and this one is really nice and really thick. However, I do find because it's so thick, it doesn't close quite as well. It could be because I have so many stickers in it as well, so it might just be me, but I wanted to be able to change it up a little bit, so I've got this one. Now all I've done with this is sealed it. Okay, so I've put my sealer all over it. You can't tell where the sealer has been and hasn't, but it's no longer sticky. The diamonds don't shift. But what I do need to do is get this so that I can fold it. So what I like to do first is give it a fold so that I know where the crease is. But then I do like to get hold of a ruler down the middle, which I now know where it is, and something blunt. A butter knife would work, or the edge of a pair of scissors, and just try and sort of, in effect, you're scoring it, but you're not. You're just telling it which way to go. And I find that that can help it to stay. And then I like to pinch the sides just to say that is where you fold. It will still pop open for a little bit. I do find that. However, what I'll probably do is just put this under something a little bit heavy, a book maybe. And I found that with these softer leather ones, they do end up staying shut a lot better. My blue one that I use for my cover sheets always stays closed. So that is the special items that I've done. I hope it's been interesting for you to see, you know, one, what I've done, second, how it is that I store them. Hopefully that's been helpful. I will pop a link to the sealer down below as well, in case that is something that you're interested in. I think PVA glue and stuff will work as well, but if you're unsure, test it on an item that, you know, you're okay. If something bad happened, you wouldn't be happy, but you'd be okay. It wouldn't ruin your week. Don't try it on your favourite item. That's definitely not the way to go. But yeah, that is passport cover finished. Painting's done. I will need to get the diamonds away, but I am going to do that in another video because they will take a while, and I need to get this video uploaded. I've been working on all sorts of stuff, and therefore I'm sort of at the point where I need to play a bit of catch up to make sure that videos are available for everybody. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.